From the long haul, I'm Nine.
And I'm Kerry.
And this is the Long Haul Podcast. Episode 25 of the Long Haul Podcast. It's been a few weeks. How are you doing, my man?
We're back.
Oh. All right, so anniversary week, basically. I mean, we're recording on Sunday, but I guess the week starts on Sunday.
It is the first day of the week.
Indeed. So Thursday's coming up. How does that make you feel, man? It's been a year. Fuck me.
Yeah, they grow up so fast.
and yeah, a lot of stuff going on, in the Valve front. Maybe not so much in the Artifact front, but we'll get to it. Have you been? Are you hyped up for VR Half-Life Alyx, man? Half-Life higher than 2, lower than 4?
Higher than 2 and lower than 4. Yeah. How should I put this? I had zero expectations for it. And then I saw the trailer. And then I started looking on eBay for a VR headset.
Ooh, what did you find? Because I'm also interested.
There's some Oculus. I think it's Oculus S that you say. They're going around now because there's a new headset came out, and I think you can get one between 300 euros and 400 euros in secondhand.
And that's like a good VR set, or
Oculus S is probably the best money. It's like the best bang for buck. At least that's what I read.
Yeah, the best price.
Yeah,
quality.
I'm not an expert, but people that I know that use VR headsets told me that was the best bang for buck. So that's what I've been looking for.
All right. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. I mean, the Valve set, I think it's sold out. The, what is it called? The Index. The Valve Index, I think, is sold out, but it's expensive as hell. So it would be nice. Maybe it's got, as much as these things have longevity, maybe it's got a bit more longevity, but the $1,000 is like, it's a bit much.
Overpriced, to be honest.
Yeah. In any case, man, yeah, I'm super hyped. I'm playing the trailer right now, and I've watched it a few times, and man, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, man, the facial expressions look so good. The animations, and this is where we pardon my, because I've been sick, so the face animations look so good. And when you look at the hands and the movements when Alyx just touches cans and stuff like that, everything looks just stellar.
Yeah, man, I think it looks really good. I'm really impressed with the hand movements. Apparently, you can do a lot of cool stuff, like slowly open a door and just shoot between the door, if you know what I mean. Like the reloading animations look great. I'm quite impressed. Like it's looking really good, very smooth, very modern. Yeah, the game's coming out in March, so hype for that. That's got nothing to do with Artifact, even though, there's people who say VR might be eventually implemented into Artifact, and Tyler Muck thingy said that there's plans for augmented reality, but as always, there's no credible source for this. Yeah, it is what it is. So I don't think that the Half-Life team has anything to do with Artifact. This is a project that has surely been on the works for years now. And I highly doubt that has anything to do with it. But yeah, the Underlords patch that has been announced a long time ago is coming up, and we still have no idea how the teams are breaking up. There's no news from Artifact. Something interesting: Valve got the Twitter account, and they haven't followed Artifact. They followed all their own games except Artifact. Seems like Artifact and Team Fortress 2 are the two poor.
No, man, it's even worse. I mean, if you look at Valve's banner right now, it has a Team Fortress character in it, but there's no artifact.
Yeah, that's basically all the games except Alien Swarm, I guess. Alien Swarm isn't there, but yeah, I mean that's a small project, right? That's not really.
Yeah, but I don't think Alien Swarm is 100% created by Valve. Not entirely sure on that. All their IPs, they should have like artifact in
Yeah,
there.
they should really be
not,
represented. They're not really.
I mean, Alien Swarm is a game, even if it's 100% by Valve, is a game of what, 10 years? And Artifact is like last year.
Where was that banner, man? I'm trying to find it. Do you know where it was?
I think it's YouTube. I think it's YouTube.
I don't know. Like for the past few months, I've been kind of hyped for the anniversary, and I don't really know how to feel right now. I am trying to be a little bit hyped, but I'm getting cautiously more pessimistic, to be honest.
See, we're so starved for it that at this point, even if and the day that, even in the anniversary day, even if they just post something saying coming really soon, it would be something. And there you go. There's the infamous banner. I mean, see, they're heavy is there from Team Fortress 2.
There's even this dude here, which is like a Left 4 Dead. Like, oh boy.
Yeah, it's like a from Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, but it's just I think at this point I would be happy with just like a text message, and like even if they don't give us concrete dates, like just give us a little bit of info what's going on, or let us know like yeah, we're diverting some devs, some resources into this now because we're still in it for the long haul, or at the very least give us a little like some imp hats, maybe like an anniversary imp hat, or at least the Christmas hats for the imps that they had last year.
At this point, I just wanted to hear some feedback.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, at least if nothing else, people were complaining a lot about, when the whole Artifact thing happened a year ago, people were bashing Valve a lot. And I have to say, like, also, there's a lot of hate. There's been a lot of hate, and they're starting to show that they were actually working on a lot of stuff, man. They've released the Valve Index. They've now, announced, obviously, Alyx. They had announced that there would be 3 flagship VR games. So there are 2 other VR games that should be announced soonish, I believe. Underlords came out. There's the big Dota patch and the big Underlords, like the whatever it's called, like Outlanders patch thingy. What else have they done, man? I feel like they have done actually a lot in the past year. For all the hate that Artifact got and for all the mistakes they did there, they are doing quite a lot of stuff. Sure, they're a huge company. They're a huge company in terms of money, but not so much in terms of devs, I think. But
I think we already talked about it. They're like 300 people or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Actually, if you look like at Riot, their main competitor, sure now they also announced a bunch of stuff. And did you manage to get your hands onto Legends of Runeterra?
Well, yeah, I played the first phase. I got it. I think if you were invited for the first phase, you instantly get invited to the second, which I was. But to be honest, I really didn't try the second phase where you just drafted. But overall, from our channel, from what I read, I guess it wasn't that good.
I tried. So I played a few hours of the first one, and I thought it was okay. Wanted to give the game a shot, even though I wasn't that excited. I'm not so much into League of Legends. Don't have much experience there. I have to say their shooter and fighter games looked pretty decent, but the card game itself, I just felt personally like they did a good job, but from a design standpoint, the game doesn't excite me as much. So the 2 main things for me that were like that I was kind of anxious to try before I got my key was one, the spell mana, which I think is an interesting twist on the mana system. I think that's like the main point of attraction for me. And the second, the hero leveling system was decent. Those were the 2 main points to me. Now, in terms of constructed, I felt like the game, I don't know, I felt like something was missing. In terms of draft, I feel like I feel like they attempted to make the game really smooth and really fast, so that you can get into a game really fast. And I feel like in the process of doing this, and this is like also the complaint that I have with Hearthstone and so on, is that they try to make the game so easy and so accessible and so fast to play that the game itself suffers, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, it's I felt the game was a little bit more complex than, for example, Hearthstone, but a lot more simple than like Artifact. What annoyed me the most, and especially because once again, Artifact spoiled us, and before Artifact, Magic spoiled us, because you go and play for saying Hearthstone again, you only get to pick one class and you're restricted. And then Artifact came and said, like, you can play like a 5 fucking color deck. Go rainbow. And then you go and you get restrictions again. You can only play 2 factions at most. And I don't like to feel restricted. For example, Mythgard lets you play all the factions you want, for example. And I feel that's how you get different metas and stronger decks and more interesting stuff. And when you put restrictions like that, it's like instant
most definitely.
no
so
fun for
like
me.
the thing is, when I started looking at the game, I felt like, okay, they're taking the good things from Magic and they're taking the good things from Hearthstone, they're putting them together. And I think initially that makes it like, okay, like this seems interesting, and like it's like all the things that the both of those communities kind of like mishmashed together, kind of. And they did some interesting things with the economy as well. But to me, the problem is that they like it's just they're literally just doing that. They're picking the things they like from the other games and smashing them together. And at the end, it's like, but then what did you really do? Like, Mythgard takes a lot of things together and gives it their own twist. And the Legends of Runeterra just doesn't have a twist. Like, the twist is the spell mana thingy, and that's it. And otherwise, they're just making a card game that you can draft really fast, play really fast, and they implement all these restrictions so that the game is faster and kind of simpler. Now, you can argue that there's some like interesting things. They kind of steal the stack system from Magic. Some people said they was stealing initiative from Artifact. I don't really agree, to be honest. It seems to me like it's much more similar to the stack system of Magic, a bit dumbed down. But at the end, that's the problem, is you feel like they went into a meeting and they chose the things they liked from other games and smashed them together. And at no point in that meeting did someone say, hey guys, how about we try to design our own thing, maybe? You know what I mean?
Yeah, their own thing is like you said, the mana system, and that, to be honest, I'll give them kudos for that, because that was really nice. To be honest, because there's nothing more annoying than like playing a turn and have nothing to play, and you feel like I did nothing, and I'm going to be at a disadvantage for that. Having that spare mana was such a nice mechanic, to be honest. And I actually really liked the concept of counter spells and instant magic, like you have in Magic the Gathering. That's something that I've only seen Magic the Gathering do, and I feel that's just so important for a card game like this. It's really important tactically to play mind games with your opponent. And I feel like Artifact lets you do that because you have so many cards in your hand, and there are so many cards that reset your mana during the turn that you're actually able to do mind games. But for example, if you play other card games, you don't get to do that as much. And I think the spare mana and being able to do instants is pretty nice. The champions kind of work a little bit like planeswalkers in Magic.
Yeah.
And I don't feel they achieved something new with that. The mechanic is pretty okay. but it's not. You can't say it's.
Well, they
new.
have some cool animations for the heroes. They made the game look appealing. Yeah, I just think they're missing a pair of balls, man. That's really what I think. Is just like, you know, in Artifact and in other games, you feel like there's so many possibilities and so on, and this game feels very restrictive. I think that's the main thing. But yeah, I'm certainly going to try it out again when it comes out. I'm gonna give it a chance, but I just think in principle, how do I put this? If it was designed by any other company than Riot, no one would give a shit about this game. Basically, like that's the thing. Like, where's the thrill? Where's the excitement? I think that's missing a little bit. It's just the IP and it's the company behind it, and yeah. But I think it's going to have mass appeal. So I think it's going to give Hearthstone a run for its money. It's going to certainly make a lot of Magic players, take some time and try it out. I think so.
I know the game we're a little bit outdated on this because first phase has been a long time ago. Second phase was like 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. Can't remember. Even though there's not much of new stuff with the game, one thing that is important to mention, I don't know if most people know about this, but the player life coach is one of the people currently invested in making the game competitive and balanced.
He was hired. Yeah, he's part of the design team, right?
Yeah. So for people who know who life coach is, he's a really good player. And he's one of those people that feel that balance is what makes games competitive. And him being involved, even if the game doesn't have nice mechanics or new mechanics or something like that, I have faith that it's going to be really, really balanced and really, really competitive if they allow him to tweak some things and make stuff happen.
I mean, they should have, like they do in Magic, like a play design team, which is a bunch of pros, right? I guess we don't know who the others are, but I guess it's a good sign that life coach is there. Makes me wonder now, like when in February or whenever it was that supposedly life coach and wife coach went to Valve. You remember that? Makes me wonder what the hell happened with that visit and with him in the meantime getting hired by Riot. We'll never know. No point in speculating, I guess. Yeah, so we'll see, man. I'm kind of still really hoping that we get something in terms of artifacts communication in the next couple of months. This week, I will be hosting the ACS, the Artifact Championship Series Finals. That's been a blast to organize. Pretty cool. If you guys are listening and don't know what I'm talking about, head to our YouTube page and you'll find all the VODs for all the games there. So yeah, and if you're interested, the finals will be held this Thursday night at around 20 UTC, I believe, and that's going to be a blast. So join us and talk to us and let us know what you think, and hopefully we can have some fun there. I know the Long Haul League, surprisingly, man, players have been coming back. Like I don't think you can really say new players, but the whole thing of the I call it the Artiversary, the whole thing of the Artiversary happening, I think a lot of people are kind of missing the game, or maybe they're just bored with Hearthstone and Magic as they are, because they're not in great places, those games, it seems. And with the announcement of lore, but it also not being available yet, maybe that's just bringing people back. But the Long Haul League is still hosting regular tournaments, and they've been increasing in numbers, actually. Also in terms of average players inside Artifact, if you go look at those team charts, the number of players have been increasing, which is really interesting.
I'm not surprised. I mean, Artifact is like the best card game for digital, at least, because the game, people smack the game because of the transactions and stuff. But if you had all the cards, I mean, we've talked about this. if you paid the $20 and you had all the cards, and then you had to pay for every expansion, stuff like that, we'd still have a lot of people playing because the game's good. I mean, it's hard. It has some RNG, but which game doesn't have it? And you go play other games. I mean, if you see a lot of people coming back, maybe they played Runeterra and went like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I playing these games? I'm going back to the Master Race game. And there you go. People come back because Artifact has something. And I already said this in other episodes. The game kind of spoiled me because before I played Artifact, I played Hearthstone, and now I just can't. I even uninstalled it like months ago because I just can't. And I tried Runeterra and I played it for like 1 hour, 2 hours tops, and I was like, yeah, this is nice, but it doesn't compete. It doesn't fill my hunger for card games. The only game that I played for hours and hours and hours after Artifact was Mythgard during the alpha and the beta, and even then, it's a really nice game, but it also didn't compete against what Artifact gave me. And I don't know. It's like cyclical. Cyclical? How do you say? Cyclical. Yeah, I think it's because it's like trending and like fashion. You know, it's fashionable now, and in 20 years it's going to be fashionable again. And Artifact is like one of those games. Like I can see it coming back to life when they release something or revamp something. And we even talked about it. Would they like change the name, make a new game, and completely erase the name Artifact from the map? We don't know, but what the game achieved was so different and so good to challenge you like mentally that I find it hard to see another card game that will do that for me.
Yeah, I feel the same. Obviously, I haven't quit the game. Like I'm still playing. I guess I should be around 1,000 hours soon. But I often feel this slight frustration when playing other games. Artifact just feels like it's a bit more. I don't know. It gives you like a bit more adrenaline or whatever it is, dopamine. Yeah. So I don't know, man. What else has been there in terms of Valve?
Let me just fire start here something. I want to fire start this. There's this company that has been screwing up a lot lately, and you guys might have listened about games, tactic games, you know, like Underlords and whatever tactics from Riot and Auto Chess. You know, all those games are free. And all those games give you all the heroes and you pay for cosmetics. But this company, they decided to go pay to win. Yes, Blizzard, you fucked up again. In case you guys are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why are you bashing now? Because I don't know if any of you guys played it, but if you paid the $20 to get like the starter pack, you get to choose 3 heroes instead of 2. And you get access to stuff that people who don't pay for the starter pack get access to, which means it's 100% pay to win. Oh, Carrie, but isn't all the card games pay to win? No. All the card games are not pay to win because if you grind and you're like a free-to-play player, if you play like 100 more hours than a paying customer, you get the cards and you get to play it. But if you don't pay in this Blizzard game, I don't even know how they called it. Like it's like it's inside. It's inside Hearthstone. It's like a Hearthstone game mode.
It's Battlegrounds. Yeah,
they didn't even make a new client. They just reused Hearthstone for it. And if you don't pay those $20, you'll never get the chance to pick 3 heroes, and you'll never get the chance to get all the other goodies that people who pay that $20 get access to. So you got like 3 big companies doing auto chess or auto combat, whatever you call it, and they're all free. And you get to pay for a season pass that gives you a little bit more XP, and what XP gives you is like skins faster or
I
some
actually
cosmetics
I
faster.
actually think in Underlords you cannot even pay for anything yet. I don't think, is there already an option to pay for anything?
No, season pass is not live yet.
Yeah, so you can't. They have made $0 from Underlords, right? There's no way to monetize it yet.
Yeah. Because I think I think it's still considered beta. Not sure. I don't think.
Guess. Yeah, I don't know. I mean this Blizzard. Well, okay. Bash on Blizzard time again, I guess. I'm playing the trailer. I watched the trailer. So this trailer is 45 seconds. They show like 10 seconds of gameplay, and the rest of it is just like. And this looks so horrible, man. Like, what the hell were they thinking? Have you tried it?
I've played it once. I said no more, and then my work buddy, this is all he plays. He plays this shit every freaking cigar break that he has, and I'm like, okay, let me see you play because I've tried it. I hated it. Now I'm gonna see if it's just me or not. Well, he actually enjoys this because he played a lot of Hearthstone, and he enjoys this. But then I showed him Underlords. His phone can't handle Underlords very well, so
he needs a new phone.
He needs a new phone, exactly. He was like, "Oh my god, this is so much cooler!" But he's been playing this. I find the UI so confusing compared to other Tactics games. I don't know. I've watched him played a lot. I've tried it and felt it was like unbearable. For Blizzard, who always tries to compete with Valve and being like we're going to make it as smooth as possible, as polished as possible, I feel that they kind of messed up a lot on this one.
I mean, to me, it looks like they went in a meeting. I always make it went in a meeting joke. They went in a meeting, dude, and they said, "Guys, we need an auto battler." And then the intern said, "Why don't we just make it in Hearthstone?" Because obviously they screwed up with Heart of what is it called? Heroes of the Storm. that was horrible, and so they probably didn't want to go that route. So the easiest way was to use I mean, I don't know. Like this, just the concept to me seems so weak. But I mean, I don't know, man. This is game development in 2019, I guess.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even bash on them if they made it with the same formula, you know. But no, they had to go pay to win, and it's 100% pay to win when you get to pick one more hero than anyone else. And I mean, if you go and look, there's a pool of X heroes, and there's like 10 broken heroes and 20 lamos. If you get to pick 3 instead of 2, your chances to, I mean, there's even a Reddit post saying that if you get one of the better heroes, even if your table is pure trash, you get like instant top 5 just for having the hero. And if you get to pick 3 instead of 2, your chances to being top 5 like go up so up. I don't know, man. I just feel
that sounds really bad, actually.
Yeah. What the hell were they thinking? I mean, I gotta stop because I'm gonna snowball on this, and let's just.
It's just an easy way to make money. All right, so I mean, I don't want to make this the bash episode, but I guess I don't know, for all the shit that Valve gets, man, I still feel like they're like top of the line. They're doing really good. That's how I feel.
We were talking about Alyx at the start, and there was something I wanted to say that eventually we went off road. How much of a slap in the face is it to wait 10 years for a franchise that you love, and then they go like, "Oh, we made the game that you dreamed about, but you got to pay like $500 to play it.
Okay, I have a view on that. I don't think that's as bad as people are making it to be. Does it suck? Yes. If you cannot afford it, it sucks. That is true. There's nothing that can be done about that. But just think about it. Like Half-Life, as a concept, as a game franchise, it innovated so much in terms of game design, in terms of graphics, and most of all in game physics, right? And Valve games, Portal, Half-Life, all of them were super innovative in terms of game physics. And we know from what they have said in the past that one of the reasons that Half-Life 3 got canceled multiple times because they were working on it, they tried something, didn't work, didn't feel great, etc., got canceled again, then they just forgot about it, I guess. And they just never felt like they were doing anything new, anything that felt fresh and exciting, anything that was I think innovation is the word, right? This is a company that they want to do something that is actually new and fresh. And I mean, it goes back to my complaint about Legends of Runeterra, right? Where they're just putting out a game where they're shoving shit together, but there's no like, what's the idea of doing something new? It's not something new, really. It's just smashing shit together. And I don't think Valve thinks like that. I think they want to actually bring something new to the table, especially when it's a franchise with the history that Half-Life has of just breaking shit and making something new that no one's ever seen before. And this is kind of, I think, this is going to be the reason why this Christmas headsets are going to fly off the shelf. I'm sure everyone who wants to play VR games is going to be buying a headset because of this game and not because of anything else. I mean, who is playing VR games right now, right? Just people with too much money who have too much, like, I don't know. What VR game do people play now that is like cool?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I mean, having to buy a piece of gear like this, it's like they released, even if it was not VR and you release like top-notch game, people will have to go like buy a new GPU and they will go like $600, $700, $800 and buy it. I don't see it as the way I see it is they're pioneering it because no one else is buying this. I mean, if you play like PlayStation or something, they got like VR sets and they have games made for it. But on PC, there's not that much games, at least that I know of, that would make like the average Joe go and buy a headset for it.
Yeah.
And this might be the catalyst for it. My point was like you waited 10 years and then you get your game and then you got to buy like this expensive piece of hardware for it. That's the big painful one.
Yeah.
And especially because it's like you said, there's not that many games out there that use VR. So that means you're going to spend $400, $600, $800 just for this game.
Yeah, but
when you buy a graphics card, you buy it to play multiple games.
Yeah, but there's go for it.
I expect that more games will come. I can see Portal being a VR game. Exactly. It has the full potential for it. I don't think they'll make a shooter. I don't know. Alyx is a bit of a shooter, but I don't know.
It's exactly what you're saying, man. There's going to be aftershock waves of this. Like people are going to buy headsets because they want to play Alyx, and of course other companies are going to make other titles then that they're going to follow, and so this is going to be a huge impulse to the VR industry because that's what you need. Like if you're going to buy expensive hardware, you need to actually do cool stuff with it. I think this is huge. I mean, I've been hearing about VR since I'm a kid. How many headsets have I, like in the 90s? I remember headsets in the 90s. Like what the hell? This is the first time that I'm like seriously considering buying a VR set.
Well, yeah. Also, the cheesy move. It was expected. Yeah, I mean, if they're asking for $1,000 for their headset compared to other headsets that do exactly the same, I don't know if you noticed, but if you buy the Valve Index, You get extra skins and extra loot and extra stuff in the game.
Well, I mean, who knows on the line? Maybe mods come out. How many mods came out of Half-Life? Imagine if the same. I mean, the Half-Life has a huge modding community. Imagine the amount of mods and new games that are going to come out from this, man. This is the game. Like, I think if you like PC gaming, you like shooters, and you like Half-Life, like, I don't think you can miss this. Maybe after Christmas the price of sets comes down. Who knows? But I'm willing to wait a few months and play the game down the line. I don't need to play it as soon as it comes out. I'm not that type of gamer. But
do we even know the date for release?
It's March, I believe. March 2020. I don't know if there's a specific day. There probably is, but there's still some time. And yeah, I mean, I'm one of the guys who probably has to invest in a new PC and the set as well. But I don't know. I'm excited for it. I'm not complaining. Yeah, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, gaming is not a basic necessity, man. Gaming is kind of a luxury, and it just is the way it is. Like, if you don't have the money, it really, really sucks. But at the end of the day, you don't need this to eat or to have fun. There's other ways to have fun. But I think this type of things are the type of things that move the industry forward. And yeah, I mean, I guess I was never really a Valve fanboy, but since Artifact, I kind of became one, and this is kind of exciting for me.
I expect it to be better than what they showed us, because the hype has been so big. 10 years, they had so much time to think about the story and stuff like that. So I expect it to be even better than we're expecting it to be.
Yeah, I've never even played all the original Half-Life games, so I'm actually planning to go back and play the whole thing. I played 1 and 2, but I didn't play the subsequent episodes. I don't know how many hours of game there is, but I imagine there's a bunch. And anyway, it's been, yeah, like you say, 15 years. I don't remember.
Filthy casual.
Nah. I mean, I was always a Quake dude. Like, I liked the single player in Half-Life, but I was always a huge id fanboy, and I was more into the Quake series. So that was always my thing as I was growing up. But yeah, this is for me an exciting opportunity to go back and play those things, especially if Artifact doesn't come out. Because if Artifact comes out, then I don't know how much time I'm gonna have to actually.
I mean, look, if you look at the game on your screen right now, we're talking about a game that has 10 years. Yeah. And you look at it, does it look 10 years to you?
This is probably a modded version, I'm going to assume.
I don't know. To be honest, I've played it like 10 years ago, so I can't remember really well. We'll have to install it again.
I imagine this is a modded, because there are so many modded versions. But yeah, I don't know. It's just exciting to me. But it shows that at least Valve is working on something. It's not like the usual complaint that people have, like, they just have too much money. They don't do anything.
First world problems.
Yeah, they're doing stuff. And yeah, let's just hope that the same is true for Artifact and it doesn't take 12 years.
Oh, God. I can't take that.
No. But yeah, I think we've speculated enough for tonight. Is there anything else that you want to kind of cover?
I think we've
bashed enough shit.
Exactly. We've talked enough about it.
Exactly. All right. So yeah, guys, we're still around. We're still live. We actually canceled a couple of episodes. There was some misplanning stuff, but yeah, we're still around. So yeah, once more, guys, if you are still interested in Artifact X happening this Thursday, that's going to be hype, and I'm going to be streaming, hoping for an announcement from Valve. If it doesn't happen, life goes on. It's just a game. Otherwise, yeah, we'll be long hauling.
Can you imagine the dream?
I've honestly.
Can you imagine you're streaming And Reinhardt goes into Twitch chat and goes like, "Hello."
Oh man, that would be so. It would be the best Christmas present. Yeah, but I don't think so. All right. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys.
See you guys until next time.
Bye bye.